When I presented the solution as the solution video, I understood that there are few people that actually have the ability to enter the non-physical either at will or on a regular basis. That is why I offered alternate methods of non-physical connections that can be used by anyone. I tested all the procedures that I mentioned in the video, and I also understand that everyone has their own method of attaining altered states, and therefore you should use what is best for you as an individual. I have received comments and emails from those concerned with taking back our energy, and I reply to each one as I do all inquiries. This is how I address concerns about taking back our own energy. We are all the same. We all share the same air that has been recycled through everything and everyone else's bodies for eons. We drink the same water that has been recycled through everyone and everything imaginable for eons. And we eat from and build from the same dirt that is created from other people and animals' decomposed bodies, and from their waste products for who knows how long. And yet you are worried about taking back energy from another non-physical being that you believe could be tainted in some way. Whether we are taking back our energy or simply in the vicinity of these beings, we are on some level being affected by them. That is how energy exchange works. We all are near them in our dreams and unknowingly in our daily lives, and yet we go on without concern or worry. So for those of you who are looking for complete safety from every potential hazard, then you are in the wrong place, because you have literally hit the jackpot when it comes to fucked up by showing up in this physical life. Now that you are here, you can either decide to continue to serve your captors or stand up for yourself and change the narrative. Either way, it is up to you. The solution wasn't the end. It was the beginning. The beginning of a process to get you to acclimate and train yourself to become comfortable working outside of the physical and become familiar, not fearful. As I progress through my own practice of the solution, I learn and I try out new ideas to affect more around me with less effort. I am never satisfied remaining content with my practice, so I am always seeking other ways to facilitate our escape or increase our chances of putting strain onto the corrupt system of bondage. I have new ideas that I am currently working on, but there are no instructions, no guidance. It is all trial and error. Anytime I begin to work toward a goal of this nature, it is all in, with my own personal drive as my only support. The unfortunate part of all of this work for myself and everyone else is, no matter how much work is involved or how well I perform it or present it, there is absolutely no guarantee that anyone else will take an interest or follow through with my findings. This truth is a hard pill to swallow at times, but I do not allow it to deter me from my goals. I also wanted to bring up the subject of spiritual teachings in general. I know there's the Taoist and Buddhist, and there's many different types. Most of them are hundreds, if not thousands of years old. And no, I'm not hundreds or thousands of years old. Now. And for some reason, I think a lot of people believe that the teachings that are that old are somehow more valid. And I used to think that way too, because I thought, well, you know what? If these are so old, then they obviously stood the test of time. But as I grew older and I saw more things occurring in life, I thought to myself, whew, the teachings may have been really tainted over the years, just like history has been. Do we know much about our history that we know for a fact is real? No. History has always been written or rewritten by the victors of a battle or people who want to rule. And when they want to rule, they are not going to pass on secrets and information that is going to help the general population get anywhere. They want to have those things. So they will either have it rewritten or rewrite it themselves in order for it to serve their purpose. And there's a whole lot of purposes that have been served for the past couple hundred or thousands of years. So you have to look at what you're getting. That information is probably so tainted over time, and you will never know that. So fast forward to the future, to the present, and I've got people telling me, well, they didn't believe this, or they believe this, or whatever. I can't vouch for that. I'm not going to base my thoughts on something that was hundreds or thousands of years old that's not from the source. If you can't base it from the source, you can't guarantee its authenticity. That is super important. Now, I'm here at this point authenticating my own information. Not saying you have to believe it or has to weigh anything towards you, but what I'm saying is the weight of my information is coming from its source. The others, you can't say that. And I couldn't say it. So if you're going to argue something, then let that source be you. Not be thousands or hundreds of year old information or from somebody else. Let it be from you directly. I know a lot of people like to argue, well, this other person said this and you said this. It's called channel switching. You're going from one channel and you're comparing it to the other channel. If that information doesn't come from you, then it's worthless. If you can't vouch for those experiences yourself, then doesn't mean shit. Doesn't hold water. And that's what people don't understand. Now, if they have their own experiences and they want to talk about something or they want to debate or whatever, that's fine. But you can't use somebody else's information because those are their experience or those are their supposed experiences. We're not talking about football players or stats or anything like that. We're talking about these experiences. So we have to put things into perspective. What you choose to believe is based upon somebody who may have lived 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. And you're basing that information on written books or written information. Well, you can't guarantee that it's valid. That could have been from 50 years ago or a couple hundred years ago, and they supposedly lived thousands of years ago. How do you know anything's authentic? You don't. And like I said, that information is always going to be tainted. I mean, hell, people have written stuff 50 years ago and the information is probably tainted. They're not around to verify it themselves. So you have to, when you have information, you got to really put it through the process and question everything. So when I'm writing something and I'm here right now and I say, yeah, it is authentic from me. So I'm putting forth this effort. And I put forth a lot of time and effort to make sure that what I'm writing is something that I've through my own experiences. So when you're coming back to me with other information that you believe is wrong or right or whatever, if it's not yours, it doesn't mean shit. And that's the reality of the situation. If you haven't gone through and either verified it for yourself or done anything, then what you're saying is talking out of your ass. Because that's all you're doing. It's not your experiences. So you don't know. You're just a mockingbird for that information. Some people aren't going to like it. I'm just trying to pass on information to help us all out. That's what this is about. It's not about a competition. It's not about any of that. It's about hoping for all to get as many people out of here as we can. That's the whole premise of why I'm here.